Do you feel like you're being tested today and find it hard to walk that razor's edge of righteousness? Welcome to the Daily Devo. I, of course, am Vince Miller. Today, we dropped a brand new episode of The Vince Miller Show, Beliefs That Hold You Back. I hope you will check out that video at the link or the button somewhere below this video or above it somewhere. Just check it out. Share it with your friends. I hope it blesses you. Keep praying for these longer format videos that we're releasing to you. I hope they'll be a huge blessing to your life. Every week, you will see one of them over on YouTube and, of course, right here on our website. But this week, we are in chapter 21 of the Daily Devo, and I have titled this particular chapter, Man on the Run, because David is a man on the run. So here's the text for today. In verses 1 through 2 of chapter 21, it reads, Then David came to Nob, to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech came to meet David trembling. That's important. He's trembling. He's scared to death, and said to him, Why are you here alone and no one with you? And David said to Ahimelech the priest, The king has charged me with a matter and said to me, Let no one know anything of the matter about which I send you and with which I have charged you. I have made an appointment with the young men for such and such a place. So by nature, we should ask ourselves, because I did, what is with all the lying? What is with all the lying? If you remember in the last chapter, David devised a plan to lie to Saul, and then Jonathan tells that lie to test Saul. Here we seem to have another instance of David telling a lie. But before I answer my own question that I pose to you today, let me provide a little background for this particular moment. So David is now running to Nob. This is his next hideout from Saul, which is about 2 miles south of Ramah. Remember, he went to Ramah first, then to the rocks, now to Nob. And Ramah is the home of Samuel. But Nob is the home of the tabernacle, which was the Lord's temporary dwelling until Solomon, David's son, builds this glorious temple that becomes the permanent dwelling of God. Now, this little place called Naoth, which is in Ramah, is an educational facility. We've referenced this a lot. It's an educational facility for training prophets and priests. So think of Naoth as a seminary where Samuel trained priests and prophets in his later years. And one of the priests that Samuel trained and brought up and appointed was Ahimelech, who is here in Nob, just a mere 2 miles away from Naoth and Ramah. So David shows up in Nob now, and Ahimelech is a little surprised, and you will notice he's trembling, probably because he has heard about the recent events with the mercenaries sent to kill David at Naoth, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon them. Hopefully you remember that. It was just a short bit ago. And true to form, Ahimelech is very concerned and curious about, why is David here? Like, why are you coming here? I don't know if I want you here. And then David gives him an answer which appears to be a lie. But I don't think David is lying. I think when David is referring to the king here, he means the king or the Lord, especially when he uses that title king because, well, he's standing before a priest who knows the king, and he also knows King Saul's present issues. So if you will allow me just a little latitude today, and I do want to say this is pure speculation, but I think I'm right. If we insert this inference of God the king into David's statement when he says the king, we might reread the situation differently. So let's reread David's statement again, assuming he means the king. So David said to the priest, the king, or the Lord, God, your Lord, my Lord, the God, has charged me with a matter and said to me, let no one know anything about the matter which I send you and with which I have charged you. Interesting when you read it that way, isn't it? So here's my guess. It's just a guess. It's that David is actually not lying. He's standing alone before the priest, speaking of the king, and I think Ahimelech is actually playing along. Based on the outcome of tomorrow's devotional and how Jesus refers to this instance in the New Testament, I actually think I'm right. I think I'm right. But you'll see that tomorrow. So I think what we have right here is two men talking in code to each other, trying to walk a careful socio-political religious line while trying to keep themselves free from sin. So they're kind of codifying this moment. But this is what it's going to be like for David for many years. He's going to be challenged to walk on the razor sharp edge of this line with so many matters, which we will see unfold in a variety of different ways. And I think this is one of many reasons why I think God chose David to be the second king of Israel. He was a man after God's own heart, willing to be tested for years and walk the razor's edge between righteousness and unrighteousness. So are you being tested today? Do you feel like you're walking that razor's edge? If so, can I encourage you to walk it carefully and cautiously? Because God might just be preparing you like he was preparing David. I love you guys. I hope this has blessed you today in a new and a fresh way. May God be with you in your challenges and your tests. Look for how he's preparing you and live all in for him who lived all in for you.